y'all. Welcome back. I know it's been a long time, but hey, it's your girl AK.
What up? It's your boy Q.
Wow, guys. Okay, so yes, we are back. We are back. Let's just say construction. There was a lot of construction that needed to be done. A lot. Wow, yeah. I will just start with the fact that God is good. God is amazing.
Amen.
God is good. God is real. He's amazing. So, okay, we went off in March. A lot of things happened within our marriage, within our own lives. We're actually going to talk about that a little bit tonight, which is actually what the title of this episode 34, guys. 34 is titled Our Story of God's Glory. Okay, so I guess how I could start this off is, oh man, so March is when we went on a hiatus. Our marriage was struggling big time. We were in the thick of it, guys. It was pretty bad. I can safely say that we were on the verge of divorce. We really were. It was bad. It was really bad. My husband was in spiritual warfare. He was questioning a lot about our relationship, about us. We were going to counseling. Like, counseling is real. Counseling is something that can definitely save marriages. So for my married people out here, if things are going on, talk about it. Talk about it with someone. If you have a pastor, talk with your pastor. But that's something that's important. So we did end up going to counseling, and for what we thought it helped. But there was still something still growing. There was still something still there. Fast forward, so that's March. Fast forward to like June. We're at home with our kiddos, Diamond and Princess, and we are out walking them like we normally do. We take them out, and all of a sudden, all we hear is, "Stop. Come here, Beethoven. No, stop. Come, stop." Next thing we know, we see this dog. It is a pit bull boxer mix running at us. Diamond is on a leash. Princess is on a leash. They're both on a leash. My husband picks up Diamond and puts him in his arms. I pick up Princess and put her in my arms. The dog basically uses me as an anchor and grabs Princess by her neck and will not let go. We are playing tug of war with Princess. This one up here. I'm hysterical. I'm so upset because I can't get him off of her. The amount of feeling helplessness in that moment, I can't describe it to you. It was horrible. Finally the owner comes over there. Let's say he was horrible. He didn't ask how we were, didn't ask how she was. Pretty much just told me, I don't remember what exactly he said, but he did finally get them apart. Well, then once they got apart, she was pissed. So she hopped out of my arms to try to attack this dog. She was going for the jugular. She was trying to castrate him. Kid you not. Sorry, I don't know if it's rated G or not, but she was trying to castrate him. And we get back to our place, and I didn't see anything at first, like on her or anything. And it was my husband that was checking her out and found out she had a gash in her neck. So now we have a dog who has attacked our dog. Our dogs are fixed. We take care of them. They have all their shots and everything. And she has a gash in her neck. We know nothing about this. So we have to go to the vet. So we go to the vet, and the vet tells us that she's going to need surgery. And we're talking surgery where she's going to have anesthesia. She's going to have all of these things because she's hurt really, really bad. They tell us that they can do the surgery with staples. I ask them, I say, well, can you do the staples? They said, well, we can. And I said, is she going to feel it? And they told me yes. They had to shave her a little bit, and even that was freaking her out. I said, so we're going to have to do anesthesia. Well, God worked it out. God knew how important, He knows how important they are to us. We were able to move things around. She got surgery that next day. She had to have a cone around her head. She had a tube draining out her neck. I had to clean it. I had to sanitize it. She was also taking medication. This was a whole thing. So this happened on June 24th, I believe it was. 25th, June 25th. And then June 26th, she had her surgery. And then the following week, she had her, her drain. They took the drain out. So now we fast forward to July 5th. July 5th, wake up like any regular day. But that particular day, I will say that I was feeling very sad. I couldn't figure out why, but I was just very, very sad. Like I was overcome with sadness. My husband had made me breakfast. He had made himself breakfast, but he was like, is it something I did? Like, are you okay? I was like, I don't know. I just feel really sad. And at that point, we had been at home all summer because, again, Princess had got attacked. So we were just in the house. We didn't want to go anywhere. We didn't do anything because she was attacked. So later on in the day, we ended up hanging out with our niece and nephew. They came and worked out with us at the gym, and then we went to Chili's and hung out with his parents, and then we went back to his parents' house and we played board games. We were hanging out with the kids, and then it got time for us to leave. We leave, and as my husband we're driving home, I noticed he kind of swerves into the other lane. So I asked him, I was like, are you okay? He goes, I'm just tired. It's like, okay. So we get home, we park the car. Of course, there was no parking. We live in an apartment, so we had to park all the way down yonder. But we parked the truck, and we get out. We take the girls out. He asks me, he's like, hey, what are you going to wear for church tomorrow? I was like, I asked him, do you know what you're going to wear? He goes, yeah. So I go in the closet, and I start picking out my clothes. Well, I come back out, and I was like, I know what I'm wearing. I actually was going to wear this shirt and some black pants. So I go get ready to get in the shower. It's like 11 o'clock at night, but I go to get in the shower. So normally when I take a shower, it is a whole karaoke dance party. Like I'm dancing in the shower, I'm singing in the shower, I got my phone on, it's a whole party. Well, this particular night, for whatever reason, I did not. I got in the shower, I started doing my hair, and all of a sudden, Princess, our puppy that just got attacked, who has a cone around her head, starts barking. I can't describe to you the bark it was, but all I could tell you was there was something off about it. So immediately, anytime the girls are barking and I don't see him, I'm always like, babe. So I said that. Nothing. I'm like, okay, maybe he just didn't hear me. She continues to bark like this. So then I call him again. I say, babe. I hear nothing. So now I get out of the shower. I open the door. Complete darkness. For whatever reason, I thought that somebody was in the house. Granted, I wasn't going to be able to do nothing because I was naked. So, depending on what I was going to be able to, I don't know what I thought I was going to be able to do. I mean, we have an aluminum bat because after what happened to Princess, we ended up buying aluminum bat. So now when we take them out, we going to destroy somebody with an aluminum bat. But anyways, so I go over to the kitchen. My husband is on the floor. He is on the floor. He is pale. He is blue, and his eyes are rolled back. My instant thought was, get up. Like, we play with each other all the time, so I thought he was just playing. So I'm like, get up. He doesn't move. I go to get water from the refrigerator, and I pour it on him. He doesn't move, and he's not responding to me. So now now in my mind, I'm like, okay, something's wrong. So I immediately run to our room. I grab my phone. I call his mom. I was like, hey, I just found Quinn. He's blue. He's not breathing. She goes, call 911. So I immediately call 911. So I was only on the phone with her for like 6 seconds. The timing of this is going to be important later. So 6 seconds. Immediately call 911. So with 911, anybody who's 911, I do apologize. I do. This is nothing against you guys, but this particular moment at this particular time, 911 are not the most pleasant people, and this night was no different. I was scared. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I didn't even know what I was doing. So they're asking me all these questions. They're asking me, how old is he? What is his birthday? Where do you live? What was he doing? Does he do this? Does he do that? And as he's doing that, as we're doing that, they asked me, is he breathing? I was like, I don't know. I don't know if he's breathing. They said, well, you're going to have to do CPR. So he's on the floor. I start doing CPR. I don't know if I'm doing it right or not. In my back of my mind, I'm like, I'm probably not going deep enough because this is a grown man and I can only go so deep. So I'm freaking out. So once that happens, all of a sudden I hear this bam, like the police knock on my door. Now they tell you when you're doing CPR, you're never supposed to leave unless you pass out or somebody else comes. Well, in this case, I hadn't passed out, but I had to let somebody in to come to him. So, mind you, before I can answer the door, still naked. So I had to go to the bathroom to grab a towel, put the towel around me to then go answer the door. So I answer the door in a towel. Immediately, the police come in. One goes to start working on my husband. The other one wants to talk to me. Of course, he tells me to go get dressed so I can talk to you, obviously. So then I go and get dressed, and I start talking to him. Again, asking me the questions. How old is he? Does he smoke? Does he drink? What were you guys doing? Again, I tell him, no, he doesn't smoke. No, he doesn't drink. We're just hanging out. Like, we haven't been anywhere. So he tells me, okay, you don't want to see this. So I end up going into the other room. So I go in the other room. I'm talking to his family, trying to get some information. Well, in the midst of all this, they ask me, is he breathing? So I come out of the room. The entire apartment is there are probably about 5 or 7 different EMSs in here. We also have the cops in here, and they're also working on my husband. I asked them, is he breathing? I asked I guess it was like a sheriff or a lieutenant who was on this side. And he tells me, ma'am, I don't know. This isn't my job. You'd have to ask him. So I asked the EMS. I guess he was like the head in charge of all the EMS. And he goes, no, we don't have a pulse. So immediately I call my dad. So I call my dad and I tell him that he's not breathing. He was blue. Immediately my dad just stops praying. He doesn't ask any questions. He just starts praying. He starts saying, restore him, restore him. And I'm like, restore? What's going on? Like, again, in my head, I'm not comprehending what's going on. So eventually they do say, we got a pulse. Praise God. So once they get a pulse, they bring out this blue, and I forget, it was some kind of blue pad looking thing. They said that's a good thing when they brought it out. So they brought him out, they put him on the stretcher, they take him out. The house is a mess. They've moved everything over because of course they were working on him. They take him out. Mind you, outside there were 2 fire trucks, 2 ambulances, and the sirens. Now mind you, this is midnight, so it's dark. All of our neighbors and things are out. Of course, for the most part, we're pretty quiet people, so this is a huge thing that's going on. I go out with them to figure out what's going on. I don't ride in the ambulance with him because at this point, his mom is here. Mind you, when I called her and told her that what had happened, she was already in the car coming to us. So when I get out there, I see her, I hug her, we embrace, she comes inside. I go, like I said, to go talk to them. She comes inside and puts the girls up in the cage, which I was very proud of them. They did very well. They allowed her to put them up. Like they knew something was up, but they didn't question anything. They just went in the cage. They were good. So we left. We ended up going to Methodist, which is where he was. While he's at Methodist, they don't know what's going on. He has a breathing tube down his throat. He's on a ventilator. He's not breathing. He's not communicating to me at all. I can grab his hand. He'll squeeze it. But again, I can't talk. I'm talking to him, but he's not talking back to me. So we're in there. No one can tell us anything. They run it. They do tell us they run an EKG. They don't see anything. Like it's negative. Good news. Because now at this point, we don't know how long his brain was without oxygen. Because I was in the shower for a good while. I didn't hear him fall. So I don't know how long he was without oxygen. So we're at Methodist. I broke down at one point because it was very devastating. So we got there probably about midnight, 1 o'clock. We didn't leave that hospital until about 7 o'clock. So we got there, it was dark. When we left, it was light. So they transferred him to another hospital. So we get to that hospital. He's on the 7th floor. Again, nobody knows. No one can tell us what's going on. They don't know what's happened because they're like, he doesn't smoke. He doesn't drink. He's healthy. He's 38. He's young. What happened? They're asking us all of these questions. Like, again, I'm getting asked, does he smoke? No. Does he drink? No. Have y'all been anywhere? No. Like, we've been at home, and I explained to them because our dog, literally, our little one just got attacked. Didn't run anywhere. So then at some point during the day, a cardiologist comes in and tells us he died twice. I said, what? She said, he died twice, but he's back. That's all that matters. For her to say that and be so calm, for me, I had to process that. Like, you just told me my husband died twice. Not once, but twice. And so I remember them saying V-fib, and now I understand. He V-fibbed twice here in the apartment. So you're telling me that when I found him, he was already gone. What? So that news sets in. Okay. So he has died twice. Okay. All right. So then, but they still don't know what's going on. They're running all these tests, they're doing all these x-rays, they're doing all these CAT scans because they don't know what's going on. They're giving him all these fluids, still not knowing what's going on. Well, in the process of doing all this, they find out that he has a blood clot in one of his lungs. He doesn't have blood clots on either side of his family. He'll tell you.
I don't.
On no side of his family. So we're trying to figure out what. Mind you, I have zero medical background. All of this stuff, it's all new to me. So they're telling me he has a blood clot in his lung. I know it's not a good thing. So I'm like, okay. So he has died. He has now died twice. And he has a blood clot in one of his lungs. So I'm saying, okay. All right. And then as I'm digesting this, they tell me he doesn't just have one blood clot. He has a blood clot in both lungs. Okay. So now we have gone from V-fib to dying twice to now having a blood clot in both lungs. Then all of these doctors, for whatever reason, come in and they tell us what we're doing isn't working. We need to put him on ECMO. And ECMO, basically, they tell us this. He needs to do this or we're going to lose him. Okay, let's do it. So they come in, they start doing what they need to do. There's not really an explanation of what ECMO is. I just know it's something that he needs. Mind you, at this point now, I have to sign something for his consent. So they're bringing me paperwork to read over. You know when you see in these shows, oh, they need the next of kin to, that was now me. I'm signing paperwork on behalf of him because he can't make the call. So they bring it to me, I sign it, and he's on ECMO. So that night, after everything had been hooked up and everything, I walk in, getting emotional, and he's hooked up to all these machines, and he's in there, and I'm talking to him, and he's got ECMO and everything is hooked up to him, and it's so surreal to me because, whew, that's great. It hadn't even been, I had just spoke to him, and now here we are. Mind you, we never slept. I didn't sleep. We got up at 10 o'clock that morning. I didn't sleep. Go to bed until 11 o'clock Sunday night. So now I've been up for about 12 hours. And it's time to go home. And he's not going to go home with me. So, of course, the doctor says, our cardiologist told us, you need to go home, but you don't need to go home, like, to your home because you're going to crash. So his mom immediately was like, no, you're going to come stay with us. The girls are going to come stay with us. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. We just got to go get them. So we had to go come home. I had to get some clothes. I had to pack up the girls' beds, just their beds. I think I fed them here. I fed them here that night, but we came and got them. Of course, this was new for them. We got in the car, we get there. Sunday was probably the hardest day. The hardest night for me to sleep because it was the first night. And when we first got to the house, we had his mom and his dad. Of course, it was their house. Then it was his sister, her husband, my niece and my nephew, which were their kids, and then another family friend and his wife, and then their daughter. And it was just a lot. For me, I needed a moment just because everybody was there with their person, and I knew where he was. And it was hard because I was in the house that he grew up in. I was surrounded by, his face was in pictures and things, and it was hard. I'm pretty sure what put me to sleep that night was adrenaline because I was tired, but I was still like, what just happened? And I mean, in the blink of an eye, like, we spent the day together, and then it was just different. So that was Sunday. Whew. Monday, I got up and immediately I go to the hospital, and they're telling me that his liver, they don't know what's happening with his liver. They don't know what's happening with his kidney. It's okay, she's fine. They don't know what's happening with her kidney. She wants her toy, probably. And they don't, because of everything that's going on, they because of what happened with the body, they don't know what the body's gonna do. They don't know if the body's gonna go into shock. They don't know if he's gonna need to be on temporary dialysis. There's so many things that we don't have questions to. He's hooked up to an EKG. He has she's excited. Princess, it's okay. Hey. He's hooked up to an EKG. He's hooked up to an EKG. He has all of these machines that he's hooked around. He's got on 3 different blood pressure medications. No, he's on the Michael Jackson drug. Like, he's on everything. So Monday was hard just because, again, reliving everything, coming in there. And I just went into full Dr. Wife mode. Like, I was taking notes. I was letting people know what was going on, at the same time trying to keep it together. He's still on ECMO. He's still on everything. Let's see, that was Sunday, so Monday. So Tuesday, we go in and everything is starting to pick up. Like, his liver looks good. His kidney looks good. His EKG is still coming out negative. They're still trying to figure out, the neurologist is still standing by. They say it takes about like 72 hours before you can tell if anything really happened with the brain. So they're there, but they're kind of in the background type situation. So it's a little bit different on that aspect. But he's responding well to everything. So I'm like, okay, this is good. Wednesday happens, and they tell me he don't need ECMO no more. What? So this happened Sunday. It's for 2 days. So he was on it first. He got on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's now Wednesday, and he doesn't need ECMO anymore. So they take him off of ECMO. They also tell me he's going to have a thrombectomy, which means the thrombectomy is the removal of the blood clots. Okay. So on Wednesday, it was a busy day for him. He got his blood clots removed, and he was taken off of ECMO. So that's great. That's machines that are being pulled off of him. So then this is Wednesday. The next thing to do is to take him off of propofol. But they want to do that, but in order to do that, they have to, because he wants that tube out his throat. Because now what they're realizing too, in the hospital, when he would like become alert and wake up, he was very strong. And it took a lot of nurses to get him back down because he was so strong. But when he would do that, his heart rate would go sky high to like 160. So they would have to give him more stuff to just bring him down, because they didn't want him too alert. Because if he was too alert, he would start moving stuff and taking stuff out. And they didn't need that right now, because there was stuff attached to like his what is it called? Femoral arteries or something like that. So they didn't want him to take anything out. So Thursday, Friday rolls around. We still have the tube in his mouth. He is frustrated. He is mad. He does not like it at all. But in between all of this, he's responding to commands. He can understand yes. He can understand no. He can squeeze hands. He can nod his head. He can communicate.
I can pick my head up.
He can pick his head up. He can communicate. Like, you can talk to him and he can understand what you're saying. He just can't talk because this tube is down his throat. So finally on Saturday, we are in the room, and I'm in the room with him, and he's able to get off the breathing tube. So they take him off the breathing tube, and he gets to go to what is it? Oh, they put him on the oxygen. And once they put him on the oxygen, he starts breathing, but breathing like really, really fast. I'm like, okay. So they take him off of that and they put him on the BiPAP. The BiPAP, he's able to work a little bit better. Well, no, before they do the BiPAP, they put him on the what is it? The cannula, the nose cannula. And that was amazing because that was the first time I actually got to see his face. And I asked him, there's a thing that you guys have heard it on here. I asked him, I told him, I said, say shibbit. He said, shibbit. So it made me laugh because I hadn't heard his voice. Like prior to that, I was watching videos. I was doing different things to hear his voice because I hadn't heard his voice and I couldn't hear it at the hospital. So I would listen to videos and things of him. So, and then I asked him, I was like, what do you call me? And he told me, I said, who am I? And he was like, my wife. And I was like, I can't explain to you the happiness that I felt. So Saturday, he gets the breathing tube out. And he's breathing, he can't breathe on his own yet, but at least that's the step. He doesn't need the breathing tube. He's breathing on his own. So they get the breathing tube out. They put him on the BiPAP. He's on the BiPAP at night. But we also noticed too, what's happening is he's breathing a lot faster than he should be. So eventually they do wean him off the BiPAP, which is what? Well, Sunday we went to church. Well, we didn't go to church. We were in the hospital and he was clapping. It was so funny because he started clapping like really, really loud and all the nurses were like, I was like, it's okay. He's praising the Lord. He's good. But it was good to see him being able to hear the music and react. But we noticed that while he was there, he was starting to, his lungs, like he was breathing faster than he needed to. So come to find out, they took an x-ray. He had fluid in his lungs. So we had to have another procedure. Well, the day that we went to the procedure was the same day that they found it, but they couldn't do it because they couldn't find a safe place to do it. So they said, well, we can do it in the room, but originally they couldn't find it. Well, the next day they called me because they wanted to do it. I came in, and there were times during this where I was like, God's got it. He's brought us this far. He's got it. Well, this particular time, he wasn't able to do the surgery that day, but the next day, things had moved around and he was able to do the surgery in his room, the procedure in his room. So he was on that for about maybe like 6 days or so. Yes. And then that Sunday, so okay, the 6th, he was admitted into ICU on the 20th, which was 2 weeks later. He left ICU and he went to CICU, which it's still intensive care, but you're not as intensive because you're out of the ICU. So he was on that was the 6th floor.
But you're still under close care.
Yes, he is. So he's in a room where he's got a monitor on him, but he's not all hooked up to machines. So he can't hear it. I mean, he can hear it, but it's not.
I've still got IVs in my arms, though.
And at this point, too, because of the blood clots, because he ended up getting a blood clot in his arm, they ended up putting him on blood thinners, but the blood thinners was through it was through an IV, but they weaned him off of that and they put it into a pill form. So he was able to take pills. Well, that particular, when he first got there to the room, he had a roommate, which he wasn't used to, and he did not like it. So I told him, I said, okay, well, we need to get you another room. And we were, like, God worked the whole thing out. Like that night, he might have started at one room. He ended up going to another room, and that's where he stayed for another like 2-3 another 2-3 days, and then he was done. Like he left. He ended up leaving the 6th floor, and we also know like his recovery just started to progress. He with it progressing, he started to walk around. He was walking around, and while he was with the therapist, what was starting to happen was we realized as he was getting better, but in his mind, he was trying to go faster than he needed to go. So he was doing things that he probably should have been doing. So one particular day, he was with the physical therapist, and he lost his footing. So that particular day, they admitted him into physical therapy, and I want to say the next day he started. Y'all, he was in rehab for
5 days.
4 days. He got admitted one day. He only had rehab for 4 days. He was admitted on July 6th. He got out of ICU on the 20th. He left the hospital in its entirety on July 28th. So he was in the hospital for 22 days. I say all that to say, from that experience, he had no brain damage. He recalled and has recalled everything that has happened to us. Dates, memories, like we don't know how long he was gone, but God kept him in his totality. He had no brain damage. That's a miracle. Like, who is sitting next to me right now, my husband, is a miracle. I believe this happened for our faith to be restored, to be challenged, because we have been through a lot. We have. And I believe that I think our biggest hurdle, or my biggest hurdle, with why my faith was so challenged or tested, was because he took our babies away, our first two, and my faith had never really been back. Like, I had been trying to find it, and I just couldn't. And this right here, it just showed me, like, I got you. I got you. I know it's hard. I know you don't understand my plan, but I got you. Because he could have taken him, and he said no. He said no. That wasn't what he wanted. So I say all that to say that God is good. God is amazing. I can't listen to music the same. My whole life has changed. The things that we used to talk about on the podcast, like, it's just gonna be different, y'all. It's gonna be different. Family is different. Everything, like, God, this one experience just touched everything, and he just changed it. He changed it for the better, and I am forever grateful. I am forever thankful. There was a point during this where I told God, I said, I don't even care if I have kids or not. I just wanted my husband back, because I missed him so much. Like, and you don't realize what you have until it's gone. And when he was gone, even though he wasn't gone, coming home here and him not being here and coming home and dealing with them was a whole nother world. Oh, it was a whole nother world. I will say it, and I will keep saying it. God is real. Miracles still do happen. If you don't know him, get to know him. Get to know him, because he does love you. He does. Because in that moment, there were so many things happening, and he was there for me. He was there because, and I know he was there because I had this peace. Like, I never doubted. I never thought he was gone. I never thought he was, my mind never went there. And that was God. That was God. That was God. God is so good. He's so good. And the fact that he used Princess, the one who's trying to bark right now. She wants her toy. But he used Princess. So I'm going to let him talk now. I mean, I've said a lot. I know. But go ahead, sweetheart. They want to hear from the miracle. My Lazarus. Himself.
Yeah, so it was definitely one of the scariest things I ever had to go through. I will say that I did catch a glimpse of heaven twice. First time that I died, I was a little bit scared, because when you die, the fear of unknown, you know, where you're headed, what's your final destination. But if you're saved, you know you're going to be with God eternally. Second time I died, I had this sense of overwhelming peace that I was going home, and I was going to be with God. And, you know, even though my family here on earth would miss me, I would be with the person or the entity I was supposed to be with. When I died, I had 3 angels by my side. My Nana, my papa, and a close friend of mine who died at 32 years old from cancer. I do remember just seeing angels and this bright light that I couldn't really look into because it was so bright. But it was a light that was indescribable, a light that was just peaceful. And I just remember my papa stopping, and my papa and my nana were very influential in my life. My nana passed away at 71 years old on May 3rd of 2001. And my papa died shortly after that, 4 years later, at 82, on December 27th, 2005. So he died 2 days after Christmas. But I just remember my papa stopping and saying, "You're not ready." And they sent me back. And when I tell you to catch a glimpse of heaven is quite an experience, for those that have had a glimpse of heaven or had a dream or been taken to heaven, it's something you can't explain. It is a feeling unimaginable. So God is real, and he gave me a second chance, because a lot of people don't get a second chance. And I will say that less than 5% of what I had actually survived. So with that being said, I'm a walking miracle. I really am. I look at life so differently now. The music I used to listen to, I can't listen to anymore. I'm in church every Sunday. Didn't make the prayer line today. A little tired from last night, but I just look at life differently, and I don't sweat the small stuff. The small stuff doesn't matter, because in the end, what really matters is my relationship with my wifey and what we have, and my relationship with my family, and most importantly with God. But you know, it has been quite a ride. When I tell my story to people, they can't fathom how I'm still here. I say it's nothing but God. When I tell them what happened, they're just in shock and in awe of how fast I've actually recovered. I'm not all the way there yet, but I'm getting there. I still got a while to go, but every day I get stronger and I get better and better. And I thank God. I really do. I thank God for him keeping me here, and I know he has a purpose for my life, and I know that purpose is something big, and I'm waiting on him to reveal it. But this is our story. This is our testimony of what he did for his glory. And it's something that I'm gonna remember for the rest of my life, as long as I'm breathing. But you know, that Monday I got out of the hospital, I was super, super happy. There's a lot of videos of me dancing like Michael Jackson and, you know, ready to go. And because if you don't know, hospital beds are not comfortable. And the food, not good. But it was food, nevertheless. But I was ready to go, and I got home, and that weekend was my birthday, my 39th birthday, which was a special, special birthday. Very special, very worthwhile, and sweet in a sense because it was a birthday I thought I'd never see. The next day we went to church, surprised everybody that I was there. Because they had been praying for me, and prayer does work because the prayers of those people that have seen me grow up or know me as a kid, they were interceded on my behalf, and God answered those prayers. He answered every single one of those prayers that he answered because they had been praying for me countless hours and days and nights because they were all concerned for me. But that service was very moving. We all were crying and for some reason they set us in the front row. I don't know why, but they set us in the front row so everybody could see. And that was the day that we got put on the spot to tell our testimony. Completely blindsided, but we said what we had to say. And then that day I went back to the hospital to say thank you to the nurses in ICU because they were angels. They really took care of me. And when my cardiologist saw me, like I didn't physically see her face to face, but that time I saw her face to face and she couldn't stop looking at me. She was just like, I can't believe this is the same young guy that I saw, on a ventilator in a breathing tube and didn't know, what was going to happen. And he's walking and he's talking and he doesn't look like nothing happened to him. But, they were very happy to see me. And even with work, I have such amazing coworkers. There's certain people that I call family at work, and they prayed for me, and they really, were worried about me so much. They made me cry. They sent me a video of saying, "We miss you, Quinn," and that was it was moving. It really was, because when you have a group of people at work that care about you, not because you work together, but because you're family and you're really close friends, and that really moved me. But I got to thank God and thank my wife for taking care of me, and she's still taking care of me today. And she's the wifelogist. I can't have no. I changed my lifestyle.
He's off fried chicken.
I'm off fried chicken.
Beer and coffee. Forever.
I wouldn't say necessarily forever. We'll see what the cardiologist says. For now.
Forever.
But beer, yes, I won't have another sip of beer.
Alcohol. Alcohol's done.
Alcohol's done. Coffee, we may go back.
Done.
If it's black.
Cut.
Fried chicken.
Cut.
She's saying cut, but we'll see.
Cut.
But I say all that to say that it has been a journey, and it is great to be alive on this side of earth, on the other side of dirt, because it could have gone a different way. I could have not been here. And this pretty little lady was sitting by herself. But I would be here in spirit. But I'm here. And my testimony is I'm still alive.
It is. I'm just looking at the calendar. It's officially been 2 months.
Yeah, it has been 2 months today.
2 months. 2 months ago, we were just living life, not.
And tomorrow will be the actual day.
Yes.
That it happened.
Yeah.
2 months that
2 months
happened. But I am living and I'm breathing and I'm walking and talking and.
God is good.
I'm a little bit more reserved now. But it's a good thing, because I think it was a wake-up call for me that I needed to get my life in order, and I needed to start doing things the godly way and the right way. True. Because God has a sense of humor, and He'll wake you up when He's ready to wake you up. And I think He, not necessarily He took me out, but I think He let me catch a glimpse of heaven to realize, hey, this is what you have to look forward to, but you're not ready yet. A lot of people, all my friends were saying, you almost tried to check out on us. What were you trying to do? I'm like, I wasn't trying to. It just happened, and things happen in life for a reason, and you have to roll with the punches, and when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade.
I would say I do believe now, like, it had to happen because there were some things that did need to change. And I think because this happened, what's coming is going to be even more sweeter.
Yeah, the dynamic of the family has completely changed, and that's one thing that I've always prayed for, is to have a close-knit, dynamic relationship with the family, all the family. We are super, super close now, all of us. We're super, super close, but we just thank God. So
We do. God is good. Like I said, if you don't know who God is, please ask us. We'd be glad to tell you. Thank you for listening to our story. If you've listened to all of this, God is good. God is amazing. We'll continue to have our episodes. We're back. So we'll see what God decides to do through us and what the upcoming episodes will be. But we're back. We just want to let you know that God is real.
And we
God
can't
is
end
good.
this without saying, "Fly, Eagles, fly."
Are you serious? No, we are not putting that in there.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, absolutely not.
All right.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Civic nothing.
Okay.
Lord. Some things don't ever change. But yes, God is good. This is all about him. He gets all the glory. So when I said at the beginning of the episode, our story of God's glory. It is. He gets all the praise, glory, and honor. Like, we thank him every day. Like, every day we have to say thank you because it's not promised. Each day it's not promised. So we thank you for tuning in. We love you guys. Thank you for all the prayers. Thank you for anyone that reached out, that sent us food, that gave us monetary donations, that was just there to just hear me cry or see me cry, or just thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you all. Please continue to tune in. Share this video. This needs to be heard. This is a miracle that you read about, but unless you actually see it, this right here, this is living proof that God is real and that miracles still do happen.
And I got the battle scar to prove it.
He does.
Yeah.
He's pointing your nose.
Yeah.
But I hope you all have an amazing rest of your night. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next episode. This is episode 34, our story of God's glory. All right. Bye, guys.
Take care.